Good evening and welcome back to Crochet by Night. Tonight we're going to create a fall Newsboy hat. This hat has been requested by a friend of mine, Lee Clark. She has asked that I show her the pattern, so what better way to do that than on camera. I'm using 2 strands of 4-ply worsted weight yarn. The top one here is umber, and it is a Pound of Love yarn. The second is gold, and that is by Big Twist, and it's a soft variety. I got both of those at Joann's. I used them for other projects, and so I'm using my scraps to make this hat. You're going to start out and you're going to make a slip knot using both strands of yarn. I'm using a 6mm hook. You're going to insert your hook and you're going to start by crocheting 5 chains. Once you have your 5 chains, you're going to reach over and insert your hook in the very first chain, and you're going to slip stitch, which forms a ring. Now we're going to do a puff stitch, so we're going to start by just chaining 1, which does not count as a stitch, but it gets us up in height, and we're going to crochet over, and we're going to insert our hook in the center, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now normally we would pull through loops here, but instead we're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the center again, pull up a loop. We're going to do that one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have all of these yarns on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through every one of them. And then you're going to make a chain stitch, closing that stitch off, which makes your puff. So let's do that together again. Yarn over, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, pull up a loop. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook in the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through all the loops on your hook. Chain 1 to close off. So that gives you your second stitch. I'll do this all the way around with you, but we're going to put 8 of these into this circle, into this loop, into the circle. Ooh, it's been a long night. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all the stitches on your hook, and then chain 1. So now we have 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook. Chain 1. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 puff stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, whoop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all the stitches on your hook. Chain 1. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puff stitches. We're going to do 3 more. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. One more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all the stitches on your hook, and chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us 6 stitches. We need 2 more. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 1 more. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all the loops on your hook. Chain one, and now we're going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 puff stitches in the round, and we are going to close to end this row by slip stitching to the very top right there to that first chain stitch on, which shows, it looks like it's on top of your puff stitch. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then just pull through the loop on your hook. So that gives you a circle of puff stitches, and then you're going to take the tail and you're going to pull it tight, which is going to close that up pretty well. Okay, so now we are going to be on row 2. For row 2, we are going to chain one, we're going to slip stitch into the next chain space. So you just put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through the hook, loop on your hook. So that gets us over into the chain space that we want to work in. You're going to chain one, which does not count as a stitch. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And then we're going to pull through all the stitches on your hook and chain one. So just like we did in the first round, we're making puff stitches. For this row though, we're making 2 puff stitches in each chain around. So where we have 8 here, when we're done, we're going to have 16. By putting 2 in the same space, that is an increase. So we're increasing on row 2 from 8 puff stitches to 16 puff stitches. Remembering to always chain one after each puff stitch. So we've got our first puff stitch in the space. So here we go with another one. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same space that you just came out of. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. And one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. And pull through all the stitches on your hook and chain one. So now you have 2 puff stitches separated, and 2 puff stitches and 2 chain stitches all in that space between the 2 puff stitches from your first row. Alright, now we're going to yarn over and we're going to go into this next space. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all the loops on your hook. Now chain one. We're going to put 1 more puff stitch right back into that space. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all the loops on your hook and chain one. So now you can kind of start seeing, you have 2 puff stitches. Oops, there you go. Trying to get used to this camera. 2 puff stitches here. And then in the next space you have 2 puff stitches. So now we're going to put 2 puff stitches in the very next space. So continue on around, putting 2 puff stitches and 2 chains all the way around in each space, increasing from 8 puff stitches. That will increase you to 16 puff stitches all the way around. Okay, at the end of round 2, you should have 16 puff stitches all the way around. And then you're going to finish this row by slip stitching into the very top of your very first puff stitch for this round. So I'm going to insert my hook under both yarns, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on my hook. So that closes off your next round. Round 3 is going to be basically the same thing. We're going to slip stitch into our space. We're going to chain 1, which does not count. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. So we did 1 puff stitch in the first space. Now we're going to jump over to the second space and we're going to do 2 puff stitches. So we're still increasing, but we're not increasing as many as we did in the round previously. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. So we're going to do 1 more puff stitch into the same stitch. So at the beginning we did 1, and now we're going to do 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. Now jump to the next space, and we're just going to do 1 puff stitch in that one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all the stitches on your hook and chain 1. So you can see the pattern. We started with 1 in the first space, and then we did 2 in the next space, 1 in the following space, and now we're going to do 2 in that next space, and we're going to do that all the way around. When you have the pattern repeat all the way around to the end, stop and I will meet back with you here and we will close off this row together. So do 1 and then 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1 and then 2. You should have 24 puff stitches all the way around, and then you're going to find the top of the very first puff stitch where you did your chain stitch, and you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through both loops on your hook. That way you have closed off that row. So for row 4, we're going to insert your hook in the next space, yarn over, pull through for a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then you're going to put a puff stitch back into that stitch right there. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. So then we're going to just jump over to the next space, and we're going to put another puff stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all the loops on your hook, and chain 1. So that's the repeat. It's just 1 single puff stitch in each space all the way around. Rows 5 through 11 are 1 single puff stitch in each space around, followed by that chain stitch which closes off each puff stitch. So I'm going to do a few with you. First you chain 1, which of course is not considered a stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook in a space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook and chain 1. Jump to the next space, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through all the loops on your hook and chain one. So you're in essence just putting one puff stitch all the way around. That will give you 24 puff stitches all the way around. As you go around, you're going to start seeing the hat form. It'll start becoming circular. I mean, it's circular, but it's going to start showing the sides, the length of that will start coming together. If the next 7 rows are not enough for you, want to test it out, then you may want to do an extra one, or if it's too big, you may want to just do 6. You're going to have to kind of gauge that as you go. When you get the amount of rows that you feel you need to fit the hat to your head or to the head of the person that you're making it for, then stop and we will meet back here and we'll start going around and doing the stitch that will give you the brim and make that really cool front. So I will see you back here. I just finished round 11 and tried it on and it fits pretty good. It needs a little extra length, so that's what we're going to give it as we're doing the brim. For round 12, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to go right here to the top of your first puff stitch and you're going to yarn over, yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to do a single crochet in the top of that puff stitch, and then you're going to do a single crochet in the next space, and a single crochet in the top of the next puff stitch, and a single crochet in the next space. So all the way around you're going to do single crochets in both the space and in the chain at the top of your puff stitch. So single crochet all the way around. Top of your puff stitch and in your chain space. Top of your puff stitch in your chain space. Top of your puff stitch in your chain space. Okay, you're going to do that all the way around. At the end of row 12, you're just going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. For row 13, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to go right back into that stitch and you're going to put a single crochet, and you're going to single crochet all the way around the hat. So go ahead and crochet all the way around and I will see you back in just a moment. Okay, at the end of this row you could stop there and have a really cute little hat, or you can follow around and do one more row of single crochets and then we can put the little brim on it. So if you will, go ahead and chain 1 and then single crochet all the way back around, and at the end of this row we will be done with our single crochets all the way around and we will get to start our cute little brim. So keep going and single crochet all the way around that. To start the brim, we will slip stitch into the first stitch and then we're going to single crochet 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to then slip stitch back into that first single crochet. And we're going to single crochet across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain 1, turn your work. Now we're going to start a decrease row. So we're going to insert our hook into the first single crochet. I'm going to pull up a loop, then we're going to insert our hook into the second single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all the stitches on the hook. That gives you a decrease stitch. Then we're going to do 1 decrease stitch, and then we're going to single crochet all the way across to the last 2 stitches on the brim. When we get to the last 2 stitches, we're going to do another decrease. So just single crochet all the way across. Making sure to get under both strands of your yarn. When you get to the last 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease. And chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do another decrease stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Then single crochet across. When you get to the last 2 stitches on the brim, you do another decrease stitch. Remember that if you aren't using the same yarn and you're not using the same size hook, your hat is not going to gauge the same. If you crochet tightly or if you crochet really loose, your hat is also going to not gauge the same. So you want to make sure you play around with it so that it fits the head that it's intended for. Okay, we're coming up on the last 2 stitches. We're going to do a decrease. So let me back up here and say insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the stitches on your hook. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to do this 2 more times. Insert your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a stitch, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a stitch, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook. Single crochet all the way around. I'm sorry, all the way across to the last 2 stitches. And then there you'll do a decrease as well. I really love this hat. It is such a cute little hat and such a jaunty little hat brim. I love that word, jaunty. Some words are just fun to say. So we're coming up on the last 2 stitches, and we're going to, whoops, and I'm running out of yarn here. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. See if I can do that without adding some more yarn. insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert to the last one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so you continue and do one more row just like that, and when you get to the end of the row, we will finish up. I'm going to stop for a moment, and as you can see, I'm using scraps, so I ran out of yarn. I'm going to have to add. Okay. So when you finish your last decrease, we're going to slip stitch through the stitches on the side. So all the way down the side, catching both strands of yarn. And then when we get to the corner, we're going to single crochet. 1 single crochet all the way around to the other side of the brim. So just do 1 single crochet in every stitch around till you get to the other side. Okay, so I'm back to the other side of the brim, and I'm at the corner, and I'm just going to slip stitch all the way up the side, taking care to get under 2 loops, 1 of each color. Oops, slip stitch all the way to the corner. Now you can see where I added my yarn, so you see my little ends, and I will cut that off when we're done. So we're done with the crochet part. We're now going to sew the brim. So give yourself a really long tail and clip that off. Pull the yarn through the ending loop and tighten it. And then you're going to flip the brim up and flip up 1 or 2 rows all the way around. See if you can see this a little better if I flatten it out. You're going to flip the brim up, and you're going to sew all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, fasten off, and there you have it.